Hi, good evening. Thank you very much for watching. I am getting this out late and I'm hoping that this video will be something that will be informative and help you to know a little bit more about multiple sclerosis on an individual basis. When I had put out a video a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about how on Monday nights I wanted to do something that's brief about multiple sclerosis or money, Money Monday, MS Monday, something along those lines. And it's not an easy thing to do. I appreciate so much all of you who are out there who are making YouTube videos, and they're very, very successful and they're very good. And it's just a lot of work. And with somebody who has multiple sclerosis, it's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to do. There are different things that happen with multiple sclerosis, and part of that can be mobility. The other part is with cognitive and reasoning, not necessarily reasoning, but cognitive and being able to think things out, focusing on things. And then there's fatigue. And those things are very primary with just about everybody to one degree or another. People with multiple sclerosis, they're all different. Nobody has exactly the same conditions or symptoms or experiences. But by sharing some of the things that I experience, I'm hoping that it will help someone else that has multiple sclerosis to be able to breathe. It's okay that if you are having those things happening to you. It's okay if you are so tired that you can't turn on the video camera. It's okay that you're afraid that you're not going to remember everything that you want to say in a video that I'm talking about, specifically making a YouTube video. But there's other things that happen just in day-to-day life. And one of the things that I have been wanting to do is to videotape my walking challenges. And I think it's important for someone to see that. Just walking from my kitchen sink to my bathroom door, it's just about 16 feet, a little bit less. But it would be very good for someone to see how difficult it is. It takes a long time to walk from that point. I mean, for somebody without a disability to walk that distance, it would just be seconds, probably not even a minute. But it would take can take 5 minutes to walk that far, 2 minutes to walk that far. I think is what I had it timed at before, was about 2 minutes to go that far and without falling. And that's very important, not to fall. And so that's one of the things that people with multiple sclerosis worry about, is the balance and being able to do something for longer than 15 minutes at a time. Being able to do something for at least 15 minutes at a time can be a challenge. And when you're alone and you don't have anybody else to help you, you try to figure things out. And it's very frustrating when you're trying to cook for yourself and just the amount of time that it takes. And then that time and the energy that you spend to be able to cook, well, that could be all the energy you have for the day. And that's very hard. And so making videos can sometimes be a challenge. And I'm not making an excuse, but it probably sounds like I'm making an excuse. But that's why I want to make sure on Mondays just make them brief videos to talk a little bit about multiple sclerosis, in trying to overcome some of the challenges and let somebody else know what I'm doing and what's happening to me, because it might help them to be okay with what's going on with them, with their own conditions. We do need to have self-care, and that self-care is to be able to recognize that, okay, I have this much energy, and so I can do this in that amount of time, and that's going to be all the energy I have, and that might be all the energy I have for a whole day. It might be all the energy I have for an hour, but being able to recognize that and work with it is very, very important. And so somebody who has been newly diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, they may not have the progressive symptoms. They might not have the problems with walking or the cognitive and uh, being able to concentrate on things for long periods of time, um, being not getting tired quickly. And I know that that's the way it was when I was originally diagnosed. I was fine. I mean, other than not being able to see well out of my eye because of optic neuritis, I was okay. I could walk. I could do all of the other things I always did. I was out mowing the lawns. I was out doing that up until 2018. And well, even in 2018, I was out mowing my lawn, 2019. And so there was a very long period of time. And so a lot of times when somebody has multiple sclerosis, you can look at them like, you don't have multiple sclerosis. You don't look like you're sick. And there's a lot of invisible diseases out there. And so with the multiple sclerosis, I strongly encourage you, if you're newly diagnosed, to make sure to talk with your doctor and work with him on things that you can do. Medications, that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to get into a discussion on medications for multiple sclerosis. That's something that is a very big individual decision to be made. And then there's other things that can be done, like physical therapy. Understanding these things when you're not disabled is so much more helpful than when you become disabled. And when you become disabled, it's very possible that you may not want to do anything. You don't want to hear about it. You're depressed. And I know that that was what I have experienced and what I've done. And I don't think it's a good idea to do that. So I'm hoping that I can encourage somebody to go out there and look at the different avenues of being able to take care of yourself and possibly get better. Without MRIs having the new lesions on there, you might think that you are going to get better. And in my particular case, it seems like that, but I'm not. And the only way I'm going to get better is just trying to do other things. Part of it is to eat right so I can lose some weight. Naturally, losing weight is going to make it easier on my legs to carry myself. And so I really need to make sure that I'm doing things. And I want to share some of the things that I am doing, because there are a lot of people out there, they have, the keto, the paleo, etc., diets. And I just don't think that that is something that somebody with multiple sclerosis needs to be worried about. Just good everyday eating whole foods and so on. And I'll get into that in another video. But it's very important to take care of yourself. One of the things that I'm doing to help myself with a focus is I have this book now. And over the last month, through encouragement, I have been writing down every day my goals. And one of my goals was for today was for this YouTube video. I actually wanted to do it a couple of days, but other things came up and I wasn't able to do it. But writing these things down, having something to look at. I've tried it by putting it on my phone, on my memo. I've tried to put things on something that I've stuck on my refrigerator, and that's not working. This is something that is at my desk where I'm at every day, and I'm looking at it. And so I know that I want to be able to pot plants today. I know that I wanted to be able to do this video. I know that I want to do my weekly vitamins. And then there's also multiple sclerosis based physical therapy. And hopefully one day I'll be able to talk a little bit more about who I'm learning from and who I have been trying to learn from and do things, so that it will help me to, at least if I'm not going to get stronger, at least I won't get weaker. And that's my hope. So that's one of the things that I'm doing now, and I want to be able to share more about the physical therapy. And I will have a friend of mine is going to help video me walking so I can show that to you. And I want to be able to show that because at the same time, I want to be able to show some of the different physical therapy exercises that I'm doing, or at least as I'm doing these physical exercises and improving, which I'm anticipating I will improve, I want to be able to show that improvement so that might help somebody else to be encouraged to go ahead, get that physical therapy, and get better. So that's really about all that I wanted to talk about, was just that there's these things that can be done, and I want to share what some of that is. And part of that is, of course, eating right. The other part is physical therapy. And I want to be able to show you what my condition is now so that as I get better, as I said, I'm trying to have that positive outlook that I will get better. And I want to share that too. There's other things that people might be afraid of, and so I'm hoping that some of the things that I experience and share here will help somebody else to just feel a little bit calmer. And it's just like, oh, I feel that way. And you're not alone. Everybody has different things that go on, but being able to see what somebody else is going through might be able to help you to get better. And that's the whole goal, is to be able to get better, even if it's emotionally. And with MS, you are going to have emotional things. Just a moment. Sorry, I had a little cough and I didn't want to have that on here. But you're going to have emotional things, just like with everybody in everyday life. And so it can get better. And I ask for your patience and I ask for your forgiveness. I did take a pause because I started rambling and I didn't need to do that. I'm not going to be editing this video, but I want to make sure that I'm trying to share something positive with people who have multiple sclerosis, and some of the things that I'm doing that might be helpful. Being able to focus, that is just writing these things down. I might have 5, 6, or 7 things to write down that I want to be able to accomplish in the day. I was doing potting plants and weekly vitamins and making this video or part of it. So now I can check it off and say, I've done this, I've done this, I've done that. The physical therapy that I'm doing, I want to make a list of what I'm going to do and be able to check that off at the end of the day. So now I can end my day saying, I did that. And that's a very positive way of being able to leave things. My alarm just went off. Please excuse me. I hope that you are all doing very, very well. I hope that this video will be helpful. There'll be something here that can help somebody that has MS or any other kind of physical challenge. I hope that you all take care, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for being here, and take care.